today we want to talk about the Cloudinary product. How it evolved through the years to answer your needs around managing images and video and media in general. We want to share with you some recent news, recent updates of the product, talk about our roadmap. We have some exciting announcement for today. But before we start, let's talk about how it all began. So 7 years ago, 2012, when we launched the service, this is the first homepage of Cloudinary. The users of Cloudinary might recognize this nice photo of flowers, which is the sample image in every Cloudinary account created for the last 7 years. It is, by the way, a photo. I've taken a trip to New Zealand with my wife, and this is my wife. I looked for a photo to illustrate how our face detection-based cropping works like. So I asked my wife if I can use one of her photo, and she said yes. For what purpose? And I told her for a new website, this Cloudinary thing. No traffic, nobody will see that. And a few weeks later, we got this nice coverage at TechCrunch, this nice article. TechCrunch was the most popular news, technology news site back then. And right after that, my wife started to get emails from friends around the world telling her, you're famous. So I hope she's still OK with that. And this article saying goodbye Photoshop, hello Cloudinary, quite a strong title, but not exactly what we had in mind. Cloudinary was a solution for developers, a business-to-developer solution, B2D solution, not exactly Photoshop. So thousands of users signed up to Cloudinary for this article and looked for their Photoshop alternative. And when they couldn't find it, they were quite disappointed, maybe even upset. But some of them, developers probably, tried out the service and found some features relevant to them, started to use the service, became customers, and some of them are still customers today, 7 years later. So it's about developers, the business to developers, the B2D. And what we had in mind when we created Cloudinary, solution for developers, was to provide an end-to-end for our needs and for any developer's needs when managing images. So it's about everything around the life cycle of image management, starting from upload, from any mobile device, any browser, storing them in a safe cloud storage, management and administrative APIs for managing your images, manipulation to match any graphic design, any look and feel, any device, and optimize delivery to make sure that the website loads as fast as possible. So this is what we had in mind. This was the vision. But how it all started and what attracted most of the users was this URL. A URL is what developers use for embedding images, displaying images in their website. So what we did is to add this support for on-the-fly manipulation, making the URLs dynamic. This red part on the URL tells Cloudinary to manipulate the image to match the graphic design, the look and feel of your website, and more. Like in this example, creating a 200-pixel square based on face detection, and on the right you see the result. So this was what attracted the developers when we started. This was the first killer feature of Cloudinary, I believe. And this is how our story began. And it was supposed to answer the websites that were there in the internet back then. As Itai showed, back 7 years ago, 2012, website already included images. It's not the text versions, but a lot of text, only very small images. This is examples from USA Today and Nike. And through the years, they changed. Bigger images, maybe as Itai mentioned, same amount of images, but much bigger images. Look much better, beautiful images, as you can see in the websites today. And in the Nike's example there, you see that it's not only about images, it's also about videos. And the product images and videos consume the whole screen size. They are much bigger. And maybe another trend to notice here is that 7 years ago, the website had a fixed layout. They were targeted on laptops and desktops. They always looked the same. And through the years, all websites became responsive layout, responsive design. So the same website adapts to any resolution, any device, tablets, smartphones. And this, of course, means that the media themselves, the images, the videos, need to adapt to fit this, any graphic resolution, any design. So this is about the evolution of the website and how they look like around images and videos. And in Cloudinary, we try to answer those trends. We try to provide solutions for those changes around media display. So 7 years ago, we launched a solution for developers, whether it is about upload, storage, manipulation, delivery, and also about SDK, software developer kits. Back then, the popular frameworks was about Java, .NET, PHP, Ruby on Rails, so we created SDKs for them, and we started. The most popular feature, the one I mentioned, was this on-the-fly-based image manipulation, the URL. And then we were bombarded by feature requests for all kinds of customers asking for more and more feature around image manipulations. Overlays, text layers, filters, effects, face detection-based cropping, and more. So we've added those, and actually I'm thinking that in the last 7 years, we kept adding those. And we are not an interactive tool like Photoshop, but a lot of the things you can do with Photoshop, you can now automate using those image manipulation URLs. Back in 2013, we also launched our first user interface, media library, targeted for developers first. A trend there was new formats instead of JPEG, the WebP format of Google. So we launched our F-Auto feature, a very popular one, to find the right image format for each user in each browser, the optimal one for this user. Another trend, probably not our fault, a huge comeback from the 80s of the animated Gifs. So in Cloudinary, we had to support that. Upload of animated Gifs, manipulation, optimization, delivery, and even generation of creation of animated Gifs. We also launched our add-on marketplace, a partner with amazing companies that has strong image processing capabilities and integrated them fully into the Cloudinary solution. So developers can still use one system, one platform, and enjoy all those features without migrating their images away. Cloudinary started as a backend solution, URLs, APIs, and our first user interface component, the upload widget, was launched in 2015, inspired by the mobile operating systems. Unified experience for uploading assets, uploading images from any source, local files, remote URLs, social networks, and more. So that's the upload widget we launched then. And maybe the biggest trend that Itai talked about is video. When we started, all websites just pointed to a YouTube video, embedded YouTube videos in their website. And what the change was that websites started to allow users, especially web applications, to allow users to upload videos to their sites and display them on their sites. So in Cloudinary, this resulted with us launching our video solution. And what I believe is unique in our video solution is the fact that it's the same as our image solution. Same URL, same simplicity, same concept of images, also for video, on-the-fly manipulation, URLs, and more. So that's the video launch. I mentioned the previous slide, website becoming more and more responsive layout, responsive design, and then you need to make the images responsive. Different resolution, different breakpoints for each device, different look and feel results, and more. So that's our responsive images solution, which is very much related to maybe our the most exciting launch we've had, what we call the auto everything. Our vision is that developer will say only, I want here an image, and all the rest Cloudinary will take care of. Finding the right format, the right quality settings, the right cropping, to always focus on the most interesting part of the image. So do it in an automated way. That's our auto everything launch in 2016. Website became global, so we wanted to make sure that each user will get the best content delivery network for his location. And it's also about optimization, to make sure that the website loads as fast as possible. So we launch our free tool, Website Speed Test, so you can analyze the performance of your images, the performance of your website for further improving it based on Cloudinary's best practices. The video solution, we kept enhancing it through the years and added a complete video player last year. The framework, I mentioned that we started with a certain set of frameworks, but the developer world keeps changing. New frameworks, new trends. So we responded to that, new mobile SDKs, new front-end SDKs, and more. And maybe the most important launch that Itai mentioned as well is this digital asset management, the DAM launch. Taking Cloudinary from almost developer-only solution to still a developer-first solution, but now a solution also for the marketing managers, the media managers, content editors, creative teams, and more. a complete digital asset management solution, complete user interface to interactively manage your media or your workflows inside the organization. So we talked about APIs for developers, widgets, UI, and another trend was to use more and more software as a service to build your website and application. It can be CMS platform, e-commerce platform, so we partnered with them, created plugins for Magento, WordPress, Salesforce Commerce Cloud, and more. And it continues. And what we want to focus on the rest of this presentation is what we worked on in the last year, some recent updates, recent news, some exciting announcements we have to share with you today, and also share with you our plans and roadmap. But maybe before doing that, a quick overview of what we think is our product mission, what we try to do at Cloudinary. So first, it's about empowerment. Give developers, marketeers, creative people the tools to successfully do their work, whether it is building the websites or manage the media assets inside the organization. It's also about freedom, removing the barriers between those teams, between the marketing teams and development teams. So let you choose how you build your application, or your workflow of media assets, whether it is using APIs, SDKs, UI, widgets, or any mix of them. And it's also about being dynamic. Always innovating in order to respond as fast as possible to changes, to trends, to new needs around that, whether it is trends around new designs, new devices, new formats, new frameworks, and more. So this is a quick overview of how we see our product mission. And now in order to dive into some new features, new capabilities, and the roadmap, I want to talk a little bit about what is a media management platform. What are the components? What is the Cloudinary solution consist of? So first, of course, it's about the media assets themselves. The images on one side, the videos on the other side, and but it's more than that. It's also beyond 2D, the three-dimensional files, audio files, documents, any other kinds of files. So these are the media assets on the center. And then it's about automation, what we do with those media assets, uploading them, creating them, manipulating them to any design, optimizing them for better delivery and better performance. And recently, we used more and more AI, machine learning, deep learning, in order to do that in a smarter way, in a way that is the results are more appealing to the human eye. So that's about the automation and AI in that. And it's also about the presentation layer, the UX components, widgets. So developers can add one line of code to get the full user experience for their consumers, or their users. Or on the other end, for people inside the organization managing their assets, managing their media assets. So these are the building blocks. These are the components we have. And based off that, we have two kinds of solutions. One of them is the developer solutions, being developer first. To use those automation capabilities using AI, APIs, SDKs, management console, and those third-party add-ons of image and video processing. And on the other side, we have our marketing solution, digital asset management solution. And what we believe is unique in our offering is the fact that it's the same unified media platform. So same platform for serving developers, marketing people, content editors, media managers, creative, all that in the same unified platform. And then it comes to you. Your website, your web applications, your digital properties, your workflows inside the organization, managing the image and video pipeline in all kinds of verticals, whether it is e-commerce, travel, news, photography, printing, edtech, any of those verticals. So what we want to do now is to start dive into those components, show you a little bit of what's new, what kept us busy in the last year, and show what's in our roadmap, what's in the future of those components. And before diving into that, let's see the highlights. What are the highlights of what kept us busy last year? So I mentioned the marketing world, the marketing manager. So a lot of focus in Cloudinary on building our complete digital asset management solution. We'll dive into that, an exciting announcement around our DAM solutions. Solution for developers. We kept enhancing them through the year, this time focusing on the SDKs. We wrote our mobile SDKs for have a complete native solution for media management, and created new SDKs for front-end frameworks like Vue.js. Around media, it was mainly about automation and using more and more AI and machine learning. For example, cropping images that you focus on the most interesting part using AI, or removing the background automatically. And it's also beyond 2D, three-dimensional, augmented reality, and more. We'll dive into that as well. Around video, it was all about formats, delivery, optimization, new codecs, but also same as in images, about AI, automating the creation of the videos, automating preview creation, automatic cropping to focus on the most interesting part in each frame, and more. And taking it beyond delivery to the widgets, the UX component, the presentation layer, this time we focused on the e-commerce vertical. We have an exciting new product gallery. We'll get to that as well in the rest of this presentation. And maybe the most important part is to make sure that your website and web application always work, that the images and videos load, and that your data, your content, we take it very seriously. It's privacy, it's security. So GDPR compliance, ISO certification, and working very hard in our teams to maintain very high availability ratios. So these are the highlights of what kept us busy in the last year, the recent additions, some announcements included here, and we'll dive into that in a few minutes. And these are just the highlights. We also added more than 1,000 features last year, and many of them as a result of your requests, your feature requests, that we really love in the product team especially. We really love to get those, so please keep doing that. And a little bit of what's next, what's in our roadmap, what are we going to do next year. So starting again with the marketing side, the marketing manager, so to continue our journey of reimagining them, adding more and more capabilities there like interactive media editing, a brand portal, and more. It's also about the developer tools, giving some love to our UI, to our management console, new transformation editor, and completely rewriting our SDKs to take them to the next level. We'll dive into that as well. Regarding the images, the future of the images, using more and more AI for better automation, smarter results, better appealing to the human eye, and again, taking it beyond 2D to the three-dimensional and augmented reality. Around videos, it is mainly about creation of the videos, automatic generation of the videos, hotspots, shoppable videos, and using more and more AI for automating those creation. And beyond delivery, widgets, we have exciting widgets in work, like media selection, interactive media editing, and more. And we have a lot of data. We have thousands of customers from all over the world, all kinds of verticals, and many users from all around the world engaging with so many different kinds of media. And based on that, we have a lot of insights of how you can improve your websites, how you can improve the engagement with your users. So stay tuned for some exciting announcements, not today, but later around our products and solutions around media insights. So these were the highlights of recent updates and what's in our roadmap. And now we want to dive into them and show you some more background, what problems we try to solve, what are those features that I was talking about, and what's in our roadmap, about the media assets, the automation, AI, the developer solutions, and the marketing solutions. And we want to start with the marketing solutions, the digital asset management solutions. And as I mentioned, what we believe is unique in our platform, that it's a unified media platform for all teams, all kinds of teams, removing the barriers between them, whether it is developers, marketing people, or any other teams in our organization managing the media.